Hello everybody, this is Mateo, and let's see if I even remember how to do this. The answer is probably not, but well, we're gonna just jump into it and try anyways. It has been pretty much an entire month since the last part of Final Fantasy II, and we, in the last part, made it to Mysidia, and now we're actually exploring Mysidia some, checking out their shops, talking to their peeps, stuff like that, you know? We're gonna get some Ogre Killers, because they're a better axe for Guy, and an Ice Bow for Maria, because that's a better bow for her. So, altogether new stuff, more damage, more stuff. Maybe now Guy will stop sucking massively. Hopefully, at least. But, yeah, so we're just gonna explore Mysidia. They have a whole bunch of magic shops, which you can imagine, because they are a village full of what look to be black mages, even though they have differently colored robes, like red. But, you know, whatever. Can't wear the knight's armor, apparently. Apparently we're not a bunch of knights, so that's kind of crappy. Oh well, we're just gonna have to make do, get some giant's gloves instead. Those raise strength, and then the thief's gloves raise agility. So whichever one you want. The giant's gloves will just increase your damage overall, but the thief's gloves could give you more hits, if you so wish. Also, we're going to not give her the wing sword. Maybe, I don't know, I'm so conflicted. Actually, why does she have the knife? We're definitely giving her the wing sword over that. Holy crap. Didn't even notice. Why did Optimal even opt for that? I have no idea. Oh well. Naturally, after a month straight of, like, not talking to yourself for 15 minutes or whatever, my voice is going to give out a little bit. But it's only been 2 minutes, not even, so this does not bode well, all too well, but again, we're just gonna jump into it, hope for the best, and hopefully actually get something out of this, unlike the past month. Although I did at least have little side videos every now and again, mostly Pokemon Y stuff. Like there was my very first competitive battle with the 6 competitive Pokemon I made, which is where a lot of my, well not a lot, but quite a bit of my free time is going. Just breeding perfect Pokemon for that, because I really just haven't felt like recording Let's Plays for whatever reason. Generally, it's because it's like way too late and I'm tired after all the homework that I have to do. But tonight I have near to no homework, so yeah, I finally get to record. And then there was also my shiny Ralts, which was an amazing find. It's now a Gallade level 50-ish. Max EVs and where I want them. So it's very, very nice to have. I really like it. Gallade is one of my favorite shinies. I actually keep a list of like all the shinies that I want to get, if at all possible. And there's a total of like 140 of them on there. So it's gonna take a very long time, and I'm probably not gonna get even close to getting them all. But, you know, it's just like a list of shinies that I like. And, well, I was finally able to cross Gallade off of it, so that's very nice. You know, over the last weekend, like 5 days ago now or whatever, 4 or however many days it is, I was actually completely prepared to record some Banjo-Tooie. Like, I had a basic idea of what I was going to do. I was really itching to play the game again, but it turns out that I didn't have my Dazzle. Instead, John and Tim had it, 2 of the guys from the VG Cave, because they were recording some stuff for there, and I just kind of left it with them. So I didn't have it, which was very unfortunate, and I wasn't able to record it all. It made me sad. But now that we've gone shopping and stuff, let's go ahead and talk to the statue with the beatific smile. I've never heard of the word beatific, but alright, let's just go ahead, check out our stuff. Apparently I got the white mask. Don't ask me where I got it from, I don't remember anymore. Actually, I think we got it from Castle Finn. And then for whatever reason, the mask seems like it's alive and just attaches itself to the statue. That's really weird. But whatever, we have now placed one of the 2 masks that we need to place in order to get the Ultima Tome, which is very nice. So that's 1 down, 1 to go. So where will our adventures take us this time? Well, that's a very good question. They will take us out of Mysidia, where we'll just stand around for a second as I cut and save the game and stuff. And it'll take us to some brains. Layla just wants to eat those brains. She is in fact a zombie, so she takes them out real quick. These guys, I think their physical attack not only will drain your HP, of course, but it'll also drain your MP. We're about to find out. No, it does not. In that case, I think they have a spell that'll drain your MP or something like that. And then they have a couple other spells, but overall, they're really weak. Everybody was able to do a ton of damage to them. So they're really not all that big of a deal. You can just destroy them real easily. Okay, so where is the goal right now? Where do we have to go? We are without direction at the moment. We just know that we have to find the second mask. And, well, I accidentally went to this place once already when I was looking for Mysidia. I think that's because I was remembering Final Fantasy IV's Mysidia more, and I was expecting, oh, this Mysidia will be on an island all on its own too. And there's that island to the northeast, but we've already been there, that's diced, so I crossed that off the list of possibilities. And, well, the Tropical Isle is really the only other island in this game, so I was like, oh, maybe it's on that island. It's just like a really small town on its own island or whatever. And so I checked it out. Turns out it was that dungeon that we're going to right now, and that's why I already have it on the map. But at least that's helpful now in the fact that we can go and, well, we know exactly where it is now, as opposed to having to, like, look all over the place at all those yellow and white dots and stuff. But yeah, I do not suggest going there immediately when you can. As soon as you get the ship, you'll get destroyed. This game really opens up to you when you get the ship, but the monsters in the various areas will kind of let you know if you're supposed to be there or not, depending on how much they kick your butt. But now that we're more powerful, we've gone to some other places beforehand, now we can get through here just fine. The monsters won't kick our butt as hard. Oh no, our inventory's full. It's probably a potion or a high potion. So let's heal up a little bit so we can pick up this treasure. Hopefully it's... yeah, it's a high potion, okay. So yeah, that's nice. We got another potion, high potion. And here we have red mooses and yellow jellies. We've fought the red mooses already, but I'm pretty sure the yellow jellies are new because they're so jelly. Just like all the other... excuse me. All the other jelly-type enemies, they take almost nothing from physical attacks unless you get lucky like I did with Layla. She actually did some damage. Enough to kill one, actually. It seems like the yellow jellies are the weakest form of the jelly-type monsters, at least in my opinion. And strangely enough, lightning doesn't work on them, even though that's how the jellies work in all the other games. The color of them corresponds to what works on them. Yeah, he didn't even do any damage back to Maria. Okay, so what is this gonna do? That did a lot. So Blizzard is the way to go on these guys. So Thunder on the red ones, Blizzard on the yellow ones, and I think Fire on the black ones. So that's how that's gonna work out. So just keep track of all your elements and stuff, really. These are really the first enemies that have an elemental weakness. Well, there have been other enemies that have an elemental weakness, but generally we just physically attack them to death as per usual. But these are the ones where it really actually matters to get the one-hit kill on them, essentially. So you want to keep track of all that. Now then, this place, the Mysidia Isle, or no, not the Mysidia Isle, the Tropical Isle. This place is a gigantic maze. You are probably going to get lost in this area if you're not following excuse me. If you're not following a guide or this Let's Play, which I don't really suggest following this Let's Play as a guide 100%. Mainly because, for one, it's been so long since I've played this, so I don't remember many details from this game already. Oh, hello there, guy. He's a shop, apparently. Yeah, there's just a random group of these mask-wearing people. Do any of you have the black mask? It's looking like no. But we have some older equipment that we could buy if you don't have anything better. But we already have better stuff, so it's really not that big of a deal. But this is a really neat area. I mean, it's very different from the rest of the dungeon and a lot of the rest of the game. And these guys are kind of interesting too, except for the fact that they only say, like, oh, why aren't you wearing a mask? And that's really the only thing that all of them say, which is kind of boring. But, you know, whatever. It's just a neat little area. These guys are interesting, but not all too interesting because of their lack of dialogue. And, well, let's just return to the rest of the dungeon now. So now we can backtrack, head back onto the actual path towards the end. But, yeah, generally, find a guide or a map, because this place is massive, and there are a lot of secret passages for treasures as well. I think that this is the dungeon where there's actually a secret passage that leads to a weapon called the Blood Sword, which is a very good weapon, especially on bosses. So you really want to pick that up if you can find it. I don't think I managed to, but I'll be okay. But it's a very nice thing to pick up if you so wish to do so. It would help you greatly, especially if you're going for a more low-level run, which I'm not because I'm fighting all the enemies. I have to search for some, and that'll just naturally cause me to grind some. But if you're going for a more low-level run, the Blood Sword is really something that you want to pick up because its damage is based on the HP of the enemy. So the higher the HP they have, the more damage they'll take. And so bosses have a ton of HP, so you'll do a ton of damage to the bosses, which is very nice. Or at least I think the damage is partially based on HP. I'm pretty sure. It also has the ability to heal your character like half or a fourth of the HP that they deal damage. So if you do 1200 damage, you'll heal like 300 HP or something like that. The percentage there might not necessarily be correct, I don't remember what it is, but it'll still heal you up some, which is very helpful. It basically takes the healing off of a certain character, so if you need to heal certain people, the Blood Sword can take care of one of them in most events. Okay, continuing on in this area, we're getting near the end, I want to say. It seems like we're going through more just small hallways leading to an actual destination, kind of like the small hallways leading towards... What the heck am I doing? Leading towards that village with all the masked people. That was consisting of a bunch of small hallways. Oh, okay, it wasn't. It was just a bunch of treasure and a monster in the box. Honestly, kind of useless treasure. A Gaia drum, which I'm never going to use because I never really use items like that. And 2 sleep grasses, which I'm definitely never going to use. Those just cast sleep against the enemies, which is never really all too helpful, at least in my opinion. It might have been more helpful in the original game when it was extremely hard, and you basically had to like use status ailments to your advantage to win. But in this version, at least, not so much. I've never played the original, partially because it was never released in America and it's in Japanese. So I don't really know if it would have been more helpful then, but I could imagine, like, I just know some older RPGs, they really wanted you to use those debuffs in order to gain the upper hand and then win, as opposed to just blowing your way through all the battles. Death Idol, I want to say that that casts death. Yeah, pretty much. So, another item that I'm never really going to use. It seems like in every single RPG, insta-death spells never work unless they're being used against you, of course. And there we got a sleep tome, which is alright. Again, not going to use it because I don't really find it necessary to use debuffs like that. However, now we have this boss here, Guard Mask. We have a bunch of bighorns, which I think we've fought them before, or we've at least like fought a different coloration of them. And they're really not much different from that coloration if so. They only physically attack, and they have quite a bit of HP, but that's about it. A couple physical attacks should actually be enough to take them out. Yeah, there we go. So we're looking at about 900, 800, 1000-ish HP for each one. So they're going to last a while, but at the same time, they're not doing too much damage. Now, if they all focused on Maria, then I would be worried. But they're mostly focusing on Farion, and then there's also Guy, who can take a boatload of hits. Layla's kind of weak as well, defensively, but, I mean, she'll have enough to survive at this point, since there's only 2 of them, and we're about to kill a 3rd one. So this really isn't all too tough of a boss battle at all. It's kind of weird with this game, like, it's the very first 3 bosses or so are extremely tough, and then after that they're all kind of difficulty, and I don't know if that's because I'm more over-leveled because I've been fighting all the enemies and whatnot, and looking for certain ones and fighting more enemies because of that, or what, but, I mean, it seems to be a thing with this game. But anyways, with that, we're going to end it off here. In the next part, we will put the mask in its place. Goodbye. Lord, that was an awful ending. Holy crap. See you all next time. Maybe. If you weren't completely creeped out. No, it's a black screen now, huh? Well then. I don't know what to do at this point. If you're still watching, good on you. You're not gonna get anything out of it, but, I mean, here we are. Hello, you. How are you? Alright, I honestly have no idea what the hell that was. So I really am just going to end it off here. So I will see you all next time. Goodbye. There we go. That's how you do it.